Hello everybody, welcome to Bad Big Games. I'm your host Joseph, and today, this video, we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch sales and how Nintendo's out there to prove that it's not all about power. So with that said, Future Joe, roll the intro. So it's a surprise to no one that the Nintendo Switch is selling like hotcakes. I mean, a few weeks ago, we talked about how the Nintendo Switch already outsold the Wii U in Japan. We were talking about on the same day, it was announced that the Switch is the fastest selling North American console ever. Now we're talking about how in less than 9 months, the Nintendo Switch has sold over 14 plus million units, which means it's already outsold the Nintendo Wii U. That is crazy. You could have had yourself a little baby and bam, you would have outsold the Wii U by now. It's nuts. Not the baby, the system. Nonetheless, the Switch proves one thing for sure. Power does not mean everything. In this day and age, power, it seems like, is always the talk of the town. I remember with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, oh my God. The PlayStation 4 has this different type of RAM. It's faster, means it's better. The PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X, we always have this conversation. Which one's better? Which one has the best frame rates? We have these side-by-side comparisons. If a game does not look the way it did back in E3, I'm talking about you, God of War 4, well then this game has to be trash because the game has to look amazing in order to be amazing, right? No. The Nintendo Switch has proven that it's not about power, because if it was, we would be talking about how the Xbox One X is the console to get. Instead, we're talking about this little handheld, a console that came out on the market in terms of power. It came out already underpowered than everybody else by a country mile. And this thing has the power and might have the ability to outsell the entire competition. And again, it's a completely underpowered console in terms of consoles that are out at this moment. And so with that, wow. To me, it shows what the strength of the Switch is. It shows you why you need a Switch. It shows you what makes this console different from a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and how this console is not the Wii U. Get that out of your head, right? By just simply docking and undocking this console, it shows you what differentiates itself from the rest of the competition. And that's what the Nintendo Switch does so well that the Wii U couldn't do. I mean, when you take a look at the Wii U, I remember back in the day, people were making fun of it, right? It's a Fisher-Price toy. It looks like something for kids. It didn't look very attractive. Now, to me, I remember opening it and I was impressed, I'll be honest. It's easy to impress me. You just need a shiny piece of gloss plastic and a controller and I'd be happy. And that's what the Wii U was in the beginning. I was happy with my purchase for a month, but then, yeah, it started to show. Like, the Wii U didn't have a game at the start to show you why you needed this console. Nintendo did not show you why you needed this console. I remember Reggie getting out there on TV, I think like on the Today Show, launching the Wii U, going, this is the next generation, and people going, well, actually, the PlayStation 4 and whatever the Xbox Durango's called, well, they're going to be coming out in a year, and, Bungie has this new game, sure to be a surefire success. Man, nobody's going to have mixed views on that. And what happened? In a year, the PlayStation 4, Xbox One came out, they were powerhouses, and the Wii U couldn't tell you why you needed to buy that instead of the next greatest, thing in resolution and in graphics. It didn't show you why you needed this controller, this big, bright, bulky controller. Could you go in your house and play the same game on the controller? No. Could you even go to the bathroom with the controller and play the game? Depends on how far away, but you couldn't do anything with this console. And so, to me, the Wii U, it wasn't ahead of its time. It was too early for its time. It was too early for that console to be a success. The technology just wasn't there. And that's why it proves one thing. Power means something to an extent. To a very slight extent. To me, I'll just gloss over the PlayStation and Xbox for just a second. I know we're going to talk about Nintendo, but with the PlayStation, the reason why it outsold so fast, it outsold the Xbox One, was simple. by the players for the players. That slogan, to me, is one of the best slogans a company in gaming has ever come up with, because that slogan was met with, Shuhei Yoshida handing over and telling you how to trade in your games, how simple it was, right? They gave you this no DRM. You can choose if you want to purchase a camera or not. It was $100 less than its competition. It was reasonably priced. It wasn't this thing where the Xbox One was all about sports, football, TV, and this Kinect camera. It's going to watch me when I'm the most intimate. It's $100 more. It's this clunky piece of hardware that didn't have this soul of a gamer. And so when PlayStation was like, buy the players for the players, and guess what? All the things you're used to, there's no DRM, trade in your games, people got attached to that. And people went for it in droves. And that's the thing. It's all about, saying something and meaning it and meeting it. And so when we come to now this day and age where the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch both have these big libraries of first party games you need to play. Take a look at the PlayStation 4, for example. Every year there is a game that is a critical darling amongst the press, amongst gaming enthusiasts like myself, whether it's Horizon, Uncharted, or Bloodborne. There's always something that's out there that's that game of the year contender. Look, the Nintendo Switch in less than a year had two games that were fighting for game of the year. Who can say that? Who? Again, if it was all about power, we'd be talking about how fast the Xbox One X is selling. But here we are, 6 years in, and we are now talking about how Microsoft's buying companies in order to get exclusives. And now we're at this point with the Nintendo Switch where indies are coming in droves. The Nintendo Switch and the Wii U have this one thing in common, and that is they both don't have big third-party support, but people want to support it any which way they can. The Switch is successful because of Legend of Zelda. When Zelda came out, it was the talk of the town for more than 2 months. That's what anybody was talking about. And The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, isn't the greatest Zelda game, but it's one of the best games to prove why you need a Switch, because you could play a Legend of Zelda game on the go or on the couch, in a car, while you're doing your homework, while you're waiting for an edit or render to get done. You could play the Switch anywhere, you could play Zelda anywhere, and it's the same experience. I can talk and I can mention five Switch titles off the top of my head that you need to get with this console. I can't do that with the Wii U. And listen, I know I sound like a Nintendo fanboy, but there's no proof to that anywhere. I am skeptical where there needs to be. I don't think Nintendo always has the right answers, like, with Labo, and I know that's an unpopular opinion to have, but I'm always happy when Nintendo proves me wrong. There's no other company I'd rather be proven wrong by than Nintendo. I'm excited for the future of the company. I'm excited to see what things they have up their sleeve. I'm excited for the next Pokemon. I'm excited for Metroid. I'm excited for the little things we don't know. Cough, cough, maybe a new Smash Brothers. That's what I'm excited about to see from the Nintendo Switch. And I hope you guys and gals out there are too. So with that said, here at Bad Big Games, we talk about all things video games. We talk about Nintendo an awful lot. We talk about PlayStation. We talk about Xbox. We talk about all things gaming, because that's what we're about. We're all about the conversation. So let me know what your thoughts are on the Nintendo Switch down below. How do you take this news? Is it about power to you? Or what is it about it? Why do you play games? Are you a console whore, or are you a Nintendo fan, a PlayStation fan? Let me know in the comments down below. There are no wrong answers here at Bad Big Games. It's all about the conversation. And with that, I want to thank our Patreons over at patreon.com/makeusbetter. You guys and gals truly do make us better day in, day out. Thank you all so much. You can check out my previous videos on EA. We even have a new podcast up, The Trophy Room. The new episode is live right now, so you can check that out. And with all that said, and with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you and have a nice one.